Hello and welcome to a scene for Empire of Thorns. Today, Claudio has been released from the hospital, and Claudio and Iris have just had a talk with Will, and whilst they realise that the situation has probably changed for the better, they feel it a bit necessary to go to the Spring Court to check on King Feran. Seeing as Claudio is the High Circe and Feran is his king.
Claudio didn't have his car with him, obviously, because he arrived by ambulance. But luckily, that ride is actually something on the subway he's very, very familiar with. So he'll take her down to the subways, holding her hand. So, what do you think about all of this? He'll kind of double swipe his card for her to get through too.
Well, definitely seems a better plan than having a wedding this weekend after deciding that she's in love with other people this week.
Yes. I can definitely agree to that.
Iris is just going to shrug. I haven't really seen them together, so I suppose I don't know whether the new plan is a good plan or not, but at least there's a while to figure that out.
Can I be honest about something? He'll get on the train, and he'll find them seats. Although he will offer his lap.
Iris will sit on his lap, because why not?
He'll kind of wrap his arms around her and he'll say, "Look, being completely honest here, I'm a little glad they didn't."
Iris nods. She did kind of go, right, what do people want me to be as a queen? And then just throw it out the window a bit. So yeah, I'm kind of glad too.
I would have accepted if she was my queen. One second. Bad echo. I would have accepted if she was my queen, but it would have been difficult.
Iris nods. Well, hopefully they'll both be happy together. Like I said, I don't know if the new plan is a good plan or not yet, but the old plan was probably a bad one, so she'll shrug.
I mean, I'm sure the party would have been fantastic. I have no doubt of that. King Feran is a riot at parties. This is one time he got really drunk and he couldn't shift from his wolfen form. I'll kind of say softly into her ear because everybody else.
He passed out on the floor of
It was like watching. It was like watching a baby deer trying to find its legs.
He passed out on the floor of Trudeau's and just kind of cuddled me and Soren, and we couldn't get free.
He turns into a cuddle bug when he. Oh, as I understand it, he can't do that anymore.
Can't cuddle people?
No, he can't turn back into a wolf anymore.
Whoa. When did that happen?
A few days ago.
Did someone do something to him? I mean, I suppose at least that kind of explains why Will wasn't looking very chewed, but
He apparently sold his ability to do it.
what is it with people selling bits of themselves?
I think that was a gift of the Magi thing. I think Azure did it and he did it. I think they both did it trying to please the other.
And then they broke up.
Mm-hmm. Because when you have to change yourself that seriously to be with someone, you really need to be with them, you know?
Iris is going to sigh.
He'll nuzzle her shoulder. At least I haven't tried to solve myself.
Good. She'll hug him.
I find you practically perfect in almost every way. Almost. Not every, but almost. You're a blanket hug.
Pardon?
We'll chuckle. You're a blanket piggy.
Okay.
You steal the blankets. Hey, are you okay?
I know how we could fix that.
Huh?
I know how we could fix that.
You know how to fix everything.
Get extra blankets.
Oh, that's true. Or I could just, steal the blanket back and kick you off the edge of the bed, but he'll kind of nuzzle her cheek. Give her side a little tickle. Oh. There's a song you remind me of. There's like 5 versions of it to pick from. Right now I have the Snake River Conspiracy one in my head. I think there's also there's a Cure. Do you know the one I mean? You make me feel like I am young again. That song?
Not really.
It's called Love Song. I'll play it for you later.
Okay.
He'll rest his chin on her shoulder and kind of yawn a little bit. He's not on painkillers anymore because he's not really in pain, but he's still a little sleepy. He's recovered. He's just, the man did have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
So he'll basically kind of cuddle down with her for the rest of the ride.
Mm-hmm. And she'll kind of cuddle up too.
Somebody will look at you, like snuggling together, the both of you, and kind of like smile at the sight. Very cute. Mentioning something about the adorableness of May-September relationships. At some point, a dog will basically kind of trot onto the train wearing a top hat and a bow tie. And he'll hop onto one of the seats. And Claudio will kind of nod at him and say hello. And he'll ruff at him, he'll bark at Claudio and nod his head.
Iris will blink and will pull one of the spare dog treats out of her pocket and offer it to the dog.
He'll kind of lean forward and kind of sniff at it as though, dog treat? What do I look like, a dog? Nom, 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 nom. He'll chew it up. And then he'll look horribly offended he did that and sniff and run to the other side of the car. And Claudio will just shake his head and kind of smile. It looked like a golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to ask Will if it. Oh, damn! Oh no! He'll kind of look at her.
What?
Oh wait, we're planning a surprise wedding. Okay, it won't matter.
What won't matter?
Calm down. It's okay. He'll kind of pet her like it's okay. Calm down. I was going to say for our wedding, I wanted to ask Will to be my best man, but then I just realized that I can't.
You can.
No, I can't.
I mentioned it in the thing. We're not allowed to discuss things that we learn. We already
Exactly.
knew that.
Will didn't know we're getting married.
Yeah.
I haven't told him.
Yeah, but we didn't learn it during the time. So we can discuss it outside.
Are you sure?
We can still make it a surprise, but the point is you can if you want to.
Should I?
Because I asked that before I told them.
Oh, you're right. Okay. You're right. You're right. She'll nuzzle him, or he'll nuzzle. Like smart baby girl. If I got married without giving my best friend at least some clue.
So we can tell whoever we want. They can't tell because they learned it.
I see. Okay, good. Okay.
Just like
Hold on.
how Draven could tell people his news, but we couldn't.
I did not know that about him. It makes perfect sense, but he'll shake his head.
I knew he was at the hospital and that it was something serious, but I didn't know what.
Give me one quick second. I'll have to grab that again. Sorry. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Love you. Sorry, my rabbit was pulling one of my shirts into his cage.
Well, the rabbit just clearly wanted more Johnny pods when you went.
He'll do that to me.
There's
He'll
no
pull my shirt into his cage.
and pretend that you're holding it.
So, they'll get off the train. Actually, he'll grab some churros along the way. You know what those are?
Yeah, they're kind of like stick donuts, right?
Essentially, yeah. So he'll grab some of those and chew on one and kind of offer her a bite.
Mm-hmm. Nom.
Some of these are for the king. He loves these things. I think it's because they're cooked in lard, which comes from bacon. But that's just me.
Who wouldn't like them?
So, huh?
Who wouldn't like them?
Gluten intolerant people. But they probably still like them.
But they just can't eat them.
Exactly. He'll nuzzle her cheeks playfully. And yeah, they'll get inside the court. I have this very handy list of things that someone can be doing if you come across them just randomly. I'm actually going to roll off the list to see what Feran is doing. It's a very beautiful, handy little list. Let me see. What you always hope it isn't is number 6.
Having sex?
Having sex.
Not sure who he'd be having sex with right now, but
It's a fucking spring court. Oh my god, he can find someone.
he can. Just not sure whether I don't know what his mood is like right now.
It was 9. Thank the Lord it wasn't 6. It's 9.
Okay.
Oh. 9 is a fun one, actually. So your characters, when you come up to the door, you hear not blurred lines, but the Weird Al Yankovic cover. You know the song I'm talking about?
I don't think I've listened to that one yet, actually. I know Weird Al Yankovic Day, so I can imagine.
Do you know the song Blurred Lines by
Yeah.
Robin Thicke? Okay, it's the beat of that song, but it's the Weird Al Yankovic version that's playing. And you see him kind of slide past in his stocking feet and his socks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a dance move. The king is essentially cutting a rug.
Hey, that's a good sign.
He's really into it too. He's totally dancing and like doing it very, very well. And he'll kind of notice Claudio and Iris standing there. Claudio's brows will go up. And he'll dash over to Iris and kind of slide up to her and hold his hands out to her.
Her eyes will go slightly wide, but she'll take his hands.
He will pull her forward. These floors are pretty slippery, so he'll pull her forward and give her a spin and pull her into dancing with him, like playfully.
And
Claudio will just watch, like with a smile on his face.
yeah, she dances well, but she's
Well, what would it be for dancing? It's dexterity, like expression, right? Or athletics?
I don't know. Either way, she dances well, but there's not
It's
really
3 or 3.
emotional oomph to it that you get from someone that really enjoys dancing.
He is dancing extremely well. But it's one of those you didn't know the king could dance so well things, probably. And he'll kind of lead her around. He's dancing so well, he's kind of making her look good at it. He'll kind of spin her, and he'll kind of chuckle and let go of her after the song finishes. Hello, Miss Swift.
Hello, King Feran.
I'm actually overlay for a while. And he'll give her a big smile. How are you?
I'm good. Claudio's out of the hospital, so that's good.
He'll look over at Claudio and wave. And Claudio will wave back a little more subtly than he did, because he very enthusiastically waves him.
I was kind of more worried about you.
Why?
Because, well, we were at the hospital and Bill came in and told us that he and Azure are gonna get married. So,
Uh-huh.
are you okay?
Yes. He bounces a little.
She's just gonna look mildly confused.
What? I'm kind of like tilting his head.
She shrugs. I thought I mean, you two were planning to get married, didn't you?
Well, I was planning for her to marry somebody. I didn't think she'd marry me. That's why I told her to let me plan the wedding.
But I thought you two. Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. Just
I'm
try.
fine. Keep talking. He'll boop her lips with his hand, like gently. In wolf form, that used to work a lot better, but in human, it doesn't quite.
Mhm. Well, I was wondering about um your court plans for January time.
Um, well, there's really not much going on in January. That's kind of in the heart of winter.
She'll nod. Um, well, Claudio's birthday is in January.
It is. It's January 17th. And then Claudio will look like, yeah, well, you knew my birthday? Um, like he genuinely actually like just kind of looks stunned for a second. I look at him like, uh,
I'm sure you told me yesterday it was 15th.
he would have said 15th and he knows his birthday.
Yeah, okay. Um,
He'll kind of wiggle a little bit.
yeah, so maybe we could have a birthday party for him.
Oh, a birthday party with cake.
She'll nod.
And what kind of birthday party? What theme is the birthday party going to be?
I don't know yet. I kind of just had the idea earlier.
Ooh, maybe it could be a kind of tap his finger to his lip. Um, and he'll think, and then he'll look at Claudio and look back at her, and he'll think. He'll run over to his books and he'll start throwing them, like looking for a specific book. And Claudio's just like, oh God, oh. And he'll pull out an encyclopedia. And he'll run back over and he starts flipping through it. It's the V's. And he'll flip, 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 flip. And then he'll point at one picture specifically. And he's like this, like this.
She'll look at the picture.
Carnival, like a Venetian carnival.
That looks really cool. I wasn't thinking something quite that fancy, but
He'll run back over to his books
we could
and he'll
definitely.
start
But it
drawing
does look
them.
very good.
He'll run back over and he'll hold up a book of Leonardo da Vinci pictures. What if the party was Leonardo da Vinci themed? That's
That's
Italian, right?
good. I like that idea.
He'll nod and he's like, I can be the Mona Lisa. Claudio grins. He'll just kind of grin and shake his head. Or we can all be Italian paintings. And he'll kind of like pull at one of his dreads.
Well, it's definitely an idea. I like the idea of it being kind of Leonardo da Vinci themed. But what do you think? She'll look to Claudio.
I stopped celebrating my birthday quite some time ago.
Why?
After about 90 of them, I just kind of lost track. I only know how old I am because I literally know which date, which year I was born in. But I don't even get time. I actually forget how old I am. He'll smile at her, like, sweetly. But I haven't celebrated my birthday. Oh, my
How,
God, in
how old
quite
you
some
are is
time.
always a bit weird because there's, I mean, I would be 51,
He'll stop and he'll consider.
but I haven't really been around that long. It's that long between when I was born and now.
Yeah, he'll stop and he'll think for a moment. And he'll chew his lip.
So it's not really like age and numbers, it's just celebrating the fact that you were born.
Yeah,
Not
he'll nod.
how many years, just the fact. And we go, we're all going to celebrate the fact that Claudio was born. Because if you weren't born, you wouldn't be here.
I am. He'll kind of think and he'll kind of like start carrying numbers in his head and say, 149 years old. I'll be 150 next year.
See? It's a big round number thing as well. We have to have a party.
A century and a half.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd kind of like a party. If it were me, you know what I'd want, honestly?
Well, it is you. So yeah. So I would
Oh, yeah, he'll kind of, he'll kind of like smile. And he's like, you know, the whole Great Gatsby style, Art Deco kind of, you know what I mean?
vaguely. Is that the 20s, right?
20s, 30s, Prohibition era, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a party, that's the kind of party I'd want. A Gatsby party.
Cool.
Would you be the Daisy to my Gatsby? And kind of wink at her.
Okay.
And then the king will kind of perk up and he's like, that's a really, really, really bad comparison. And he's like, my king, I am so glad you've read enough to understand that.
Yeah. Iris just gives a bit of a blank look because she's not stupid, but that's definitely secondary school reading. And she spent all of that time somewhere completely different. So
Yeah. Um. So, yeah, Claudio will basically smile at her and say that that's what I'd want. 20s era style Art Deco kind of Gatsby party if I had one.
she'll nod. Um, so do you think we could borrow the um court for that?
For a party? The king, like, you want to borrow the court for a party? I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding you right.
Kind of.
For a big party.
Yeah.
He'll hold his hands out big and wide.
Yeah.
That'll probably involve lots of liquor.
Um, probably.
Yes.
I tell you what. I kind
Go
of
for it, Jeff.
want to do most of the planning, but I'll probably need a bit of help and stuff. Do you want to kind of talk about it later, and then it will be more of a surprise?
So he's suddenly in her personal space, wiggling, and he'll nod happily.
Well, I'm glad you haven't lost the inner wiggliness.
He'll circle around her, very similar to when he was a wolf,
Hmm.
and kind of bump her.
And she'll pat him on the head.
He'll flop down on the ground, and he's like, "Oh, whoa, hey, okay, doesn't feel so good like this. My ribs. Oh my god." He'll kind of jump up, and I can't really like he'll kind of like bump into her again and like kind of nuzzle her. Can't do that really anymore. It's like kind of weird. I can't really give you piggyback rides anymore.
You'll kind of stroke his hair slightly.
His hair is so kitten fur soft though.
But yeah, she was stroking his hair
Such a
slightly.
cloud. He'll chuff and like, you know how dogs can purr sometimes, or like wolves. He'll make that noise.
Yeah.
And Claudio's just looking at them with a smile on his face, like, "Oh my god, that's so cute." Claudio will yawn and say, "I have to go check some stuff in my office. I'll be right back." He'll give them a nod and walk off to go do that. And the king will look down at her, still wiggling.
Okay, so what we'll need is a big main room for most of the party stuff to go on, and I kind of want to borrow the kitchen as well.
I'm not allowed in there.
That's okay. It's going to be kind of I'm thinking, and it's kind of a secret why, so I can't tell you just in case. But I kind of want to have a small girly cocktail party thing in the kitchen while the main party is going on outside.
Okay.
There is a reason. It's just yeah.
I dress like a girl, can I come? Oh no, it's in the kitchen. Even if I dress like a girl, I can't come. I'll look down sad.
Well, we could put it somewhere else, I suppose. It doesn't have to be the kitchen. Just that there kind of needs to be the main party and then kind of a smaller side party thing.
I'll grab her hand and I'll pull her. And he'll take her into the greenhouse, which is a very, very beautiful space. Basically, it's like a greenhouse, but not like it's a decorational greenhouse. It's not like a functional greenhouse. You know what I mean? The plants that are growing in it are more like
It's a solarium.
Thank you. That's the word.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we're American. We don't have that word. It's fancy.
Yeah, solarium is basically sunroom, and it's a hangover from those times when the women used to get together and sew, and they couldn't really go outside because that would be kind of frowned on, and there were delicate flowers and everything. So they get together in the solarium.
Yes, but basically there is a very beautiful, essentially like you said, like a solarium style room. And it's got it's since it's climate controlled, the plants are still growing.
This would be
very
lovely.
pretty.
I bet we could have a little cocktail party thing going on in here.
Do I have to dress like a girl to come?
No.
I mean, I would for you, but
no, it's okay. It's not specifically girls only. It's just a smaller one, and I'm still trying to work out who is supposed to be at the big party and who is supposed to be at the little party. But Claudio's not allowed in the little party, even though it's
okay. It's like a secret party for not Claudia.
Yeah. There's a reason.
What is it?
No, it's a surprise reason.
Damn it. He was so close. In his head, he was so close to tricking her.
Yep.
And wiggle again.
And it might not. We might not even have like the the surprise thing happen. I need to check that everything will work and stuff. But I want to plan it so that it can happen. And if it doesn't, then everyone just has a good party.
Okay. I have no problem with this. He'll wiggle and lick her cheek.
Which is a bit weird with him in human form. But
yeah, he holds his tongue out like, a pay.
It tastes like what?
Pay. It tastes like pay.
Right.
He has color streaks on his tongue.
Yeah. She'll just stick around in the bag for a minute and give him a cookie.
It tastes like paint. Oh, how about now? Yeah, now they taste like paint too.
Well, after like the second bite, the cookie will override the paint anyway. So
yeah, he's like, your tears taste like paint. How does Claudio dig that? I knew he was a freak.
Lick them.
Or does he lick? Oh, I'm gonna cover his mouth. Ooh. Do you think I'll ever find a girlfriend?
Probably.
Nobody really likes me.
Lots of people like you.
No, they like me. They like me as a king, and they like me as a lover. Nobody really likes me more than that. She'll kind of look at him. He's like walking along the garden and doing little things to kind of upkeep it.
She'll give him a hug.
He'll give her a side hug, kind of put his arm around her in a very friendly fashion. There's like so much color between these two overlays out of game. It's like a fucking color explosion.
Yep. So, we're gonna need lots of cocktails and lots of music, and people can dance and stuff.
He'll run off, and you'll hear you'll hear like the sound of like a chicken, basically like kind of startle, and then like make a very loud like a loud one, and then get fussed, and he'll come back holding a few feathers, and he'll like hold them up to her.
And she'll take the feathers.
I said we needed cocktails.
No, the alcoholic mixed drink things.
Oh. Why did they name those after a bird's butt?
I don't know.
He'll point at the rooster that's now come back to basically take his revenge.
Pardon?
And he's like, he's pointing at the rooster that has now come back to take his revenge with a few missing tail feathers. And he's like, that's a cock, right?
Yes.
And that's tail, right? He'll point at the feathers in her hand.
Yes, but I don't know why they're named the same thing. But cocktails are where you get a bunch of things and mix them together to make a drink.
We'll kind of bashfully take the feathers back. Run back over to the rooster.
Is he going to try and stick them back on?
That rooster ain't having it. He's just not had. No. This rooster has had its bullshit limit for the day reached. It's one of those phoenix-tailed roosters, and right now he's like, fuck you. He'll try diligently to catch the rooster, but it's just not happening. Were he a wolf, this probably would have gotten much easier.
Yep. Well,
He'll give up.
Would probably be more of that tail missing, though.
There'd be a lot more than the tail missing. He'll kind of he'll start playing with the feathers, kind of bringing them over and smiling at her. Would you like a feather? He'll hold out a long green silky feather.
Yeah, that one looks really pretty.
Like I said, it's one of those phoenix roosters, so it has like the really, really long tail feathers. And he pulled like 3 of them out.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll hand them over to her.
Maybe I could make them into a one of those weird kind of head brooch things that they seem to wear in the pictures.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but
the 20 Catholic people.
That's when I went missing.
I don't really know much about it either, but I think they had lots of beads and they wore things on their heads that kind of stuck all over the place to draw attention rather than hats. I don't know. I think I'm going to need to do some research.
But I remember my mom saying, or my dad saying to my mom, "It's 1928, Alice," and then he blah blah blah. And I don't know what he said after that. But I know I was at least, and he'll kind of point out to where he'd be at like 2 or 3 with his hands. I know I was at least this big in 1928. I really don't remember. I'll kind of walk with her again. Do you think I'm a good king?
I think mostly.
What do you think I could do different?
Well,
other than apparently making royal decrees, I don't know what to make.
yeah, you kind of made one that Claudio is not allowed to die.
Oh, that sounds sensible. And he'll nod.
He'll nod. I think it's one of those things where it's easy to see where it goes wrong and it's hard to see where it goes right.
I'll nod.
It's kind of like if you paint a whole house, but you get one bit near the door wrong, then everyone's going to notice that bit rather than the whole rest of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Though
I'll nod again.
I kind of, as much as I'm not sure whether it was a good thing or not for you that you got rid of the wolf, it was probably a good thing for the being kingness, because going around and almost biting people's arms off is seldom a good plan.
I can see that.
So I'm going to have to completely change armor designs.
What?
Well,
He'll tilt his head confused.
I was going to try and make that armor design thing that I drew.
He'll scoop her up playfully in his arms, like picking her up, and say, "Was that for me?"
Yeah, for your big kind of wolfness, because I thought I thought it might be nice if you had something nice to wear and you're a big wolf.
He'll nuzzle her. And he'll say thank you.
Well, it's a good job that I hadn't already made it, because it wouldn't fit you anymore.
I'm sorry I changed. I had to.
No, like I said, I think it's probably for the best in terms of being a king and stuff.
I think so too. Besides, I mean, it was never really my choice to be like that.
She'll nod. But there's lots of things that aren't really our choice. And I don't just mean the things that were done to us. I mean, in general, there's lots of things that aren't really our choice. I mean...
Well, what was something that wasn't your choice?
Well, I mean, I didn't choose to be a woman. I'm quite glad that I am, but I didn't choose it. It just happened.
Oh my, you didn't choose to be a woman? But people choose to be men and women all the time. I'll nod. They do, don't they?
Sometimes they do, if they figure that it's been done wrong.
Oh my. I wonder what I would look like as a girl. And then he'll shake his head no. I don't think I'd make a very good girl.
Iris will shrug. I didn't choose to have pale skin. That just kind of happened.
I'll nod. I didn't choose to have olive skin. That just happened.
Precisely. And, you know, some of the things that we don't get a choice over, we like. And some of the things we don't get a choice over, we don't like. And some of the time, the things that we don't like, that we didn't choose, we can choose to change. But some of the time, we can't.
Mm-hmm. He'll kind of nod. He's basically picking up like he's like where there's like things that have like fallen into like the pathways or things like that, or like plants.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's picking them up basically and kind of clearing the path and making sure that everything's clean while he's walking. I'm glad Claudio found you.
I'm glad I found him.
You two seem happy together.
She'll nod.
He wasn't very happy for a very long time, and now he seems happy. I like that.
Well, hopefully that will happen more often. There's quite a few people who haven't been happy for a long time.
He'll look at her and smile and kind of nod. And that's one of the things that I want the most, is for people to be happy.
She'll nod. So I'm thinking if we have the party on the Saturday, then the most people can come. But Claudio's actual birthday is on the Friday. So I mean, I kind of have some ideas for that as well, but I'm not really sure, and it might be too soon to plan them.
Oh. Well, what kind of plans do you have?
Well, you know how every Friday he gets kind of pampered and stuff.
He gets ambushed? Yes. They do that to me too. They clip my claws. He'll hold his hand up like a paw, and he's like, "Oh." His nails are still very long and talon-like. He'll kind of playfully, like, kind of stroke his nails along her bicep, like, kind of like grabbing at her, like to tickle her.
She'll tickle him, like proper tickle, on the ribs.
Oh, hell no, he cracks up. Hell no, homeboy cracks up and loses it. He just starts rolling with laughter. I think you're going to make Claudio very happy. And that makes me very happy.
It makes me happy too.
He's the type of person who has a happy heart by nature, but so much has made him sad that sometimes I think it hides his happy heart.
274.
What?
The scars. 274.
Does he have any on the inside?
I think so. But I only counted the ones on the outside because they're the ones I can see.
He'll nod. Did you check the bottom of his feet? He'll kind of lift his foot up. Did you check his hands? He'll kind of put his hands in her face playfully.
Yep. I didn't check under his hair though.
Ooh, that man's got some thick hair. That'd be kind of hard to see.
Yeah. I don't think there's any under his hair. Because most of them are from kind of neck down.
He was smart. He protected his head.
She nods.
And most people, ironically, when they're torturing people, don't tend to go after your head.
Well, no, because you need to talk.
He'll nod. Claudio will walk back out, by the way, and he'll kind of spread his hands, and he's like, "Where's all the paperwork that was on my desk?" And he's like, I did it. All of it. And sent it off. And he was like, he looks like he might, for one moment, have a heart attack again. And he's like, you did it? And he's like, yeah, I did it. And he's like, all of it. And he was like, every last one. And he's like, you can tell on his face what he's not saying is correct.
I was going to give Feran a big hug.
Yeah, he's like, I figured you'd probably want to spend time with Iris. He'll kind of give her a little spin. So I did all the paperwork. Correctly. I can see it on your face. Don't lie. And he was like, he'll shrug like, no, I'm not going to cover my ass on that one. Yeah, I did all the paperwork on your desk correctly. I had 3 different people check it. And he was like, I Thank you.
Iris will pull a box of cookies out of her bag and just give the
The chicken, by the way, will run past Claudio, and they'll kind of look at it, and then he'll look at the king, and he's like,
I kind of said we needed cocktails for the party.
He'll just rub his forehead.
It's a confusing thing with the things sounding the same.
Feran will be like, is there going to be a royal decree that I'm not allowed to pull the tail feathers out of the roosters? And he'll nod. He just nods so big. It's a big old nod.
Does it need to be a royal decree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't he just remember not to do it?
Fine, it'll be an announcement.
Does it have to be announced?
He'll look at the king. Will you remember not to pull the tails out of the roosters? As he's literally chasing the rooster.
Oh, he's chasing the rooster again.
Yeah, he'll kind of point at him, like he'll point open palmed at him, like that's why I do this. I have a method to my madness.
Okay. She figured if he'd learned from it and wasn't going to do it again, then
that rooster's all manner of angry, and he's chasing it down.
I will be right back. I just need to do something very quickly. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And I'm back. Okay, so Feran is still chasing the rooster. And yeah, Iris is just going to sigh slightly and nod.
He pulls out his phone, types out the decree, and then makes the announcement that cocktails do not refer to the feathers on the cockerel's tail, therefore do not pull them. And Feran will basically slid to a halt and stop and come walking back over to Iris like his fucking balloon's been popped.
Iris will just kind of pat him on the head.
He'll nuzzle her hand. Have you ever seen Will Morgan's chickens?
No.
He'll tug her hand. Tug, tug, tug.
Yeah, she'll go with.
How far is she going to allow him to tug her?
There will be a bit of a glance at Claudio before she gets tugged away.
His brows will go up. And he kind of follows along in morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
And he'll basically, the king will latch hands into hers.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tug, tug, tug.
Yeah.
The question is, does she follow him the entire length of his tugging?
Yeah, probably.
He will tug her down to the subway, across Brooklyn, into Manhattan, up to the Upper West Side, and knock on a door. And Claudio walks up behind him like, I can't believe he just did that. I cannot believe he just did that. Shaking his head. And a few minutes later, of all people, actually, Draven will answer the door, kind of eating cereal, and kind of like, "What's up?" Like, the hell? And the king will basically blast past him and run through the house, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever."
Hi.
Hi. And you hear a tinier little squawk. And Draven will kind of look behind his shoulder like, what is he doing? And he will run up.
Holding a chicken.
He is holding a chicken, but dear Jesus Christ. First off, it's tiny. It is a tiny little chicken. It's so small. It is a tiny, small little chicken. I'm about to throw a picture of it up, actually. And its feathers look like that. This thing is seriously no much bigger than a pigeon.
Yeah. Iris is going to kind of use one finger to stroke it on the top of its head if it lets her.
Of course. It will do that. It will do this thing. It will let you pet it. It seems to be a very extremely docile, well-behaved chicken for the fact that it just basically got, yanked from the yard.
Yeah.
The other thing is Dr. Morgan's house is a penthouse, and yet he has a backyard, like with grass and everything. And a flock of small little Seabright chickens running back there. Like, seriously, these things are no bigger than like a large pigeon.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Iris is just going to stroke it on the head with one finger.
He'll shove it into her hands. Not like roughly, but like, here, hold this.
She'll hold
And
the
it'll just kind of peep up at her like it doesn't understand what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, she's just going to hold it gently and keep stroking it on the head.
We'll pick up another one.
So,
I want chickens like these.
hello.
It peeps again.
Iris will look at Draven with just a bit of a shrug going on.
He takes a bite of his cereal. He's like, no. This is the most entertaining thing I've seen all day. And he'll just take another bite of his cereal. Don't look at me to save you. I'm not doing anything, Toots.
No, it wasn't that kind of a look. It was more of a
Don't what he said.
Yeah. No, her look at Draven wasn't that kind of a look.
What is what he said?
Okay.
So, hi. You're in my house. What kind of nod?
Hi. Apparently I really had to see the chickens.
Did you guys come all the way from Springcourt
Yeah.
to see some Seabright chickens?
She's gonna shrug.
You fucking Springcourtiers, I swear to God. He'll just shake his head. This is why this man is king of the Springcourt. And he'll wiggle. And he'll put the chickens back. And Claudio will just shake his head. If this wasn't his best friend's house, he wouldn't have done that. Well, who wants to go see a movie? Claudio will say. And the king will bounce over and kind of land to where he can kind of put his elbows on Irish's shoulders and like tuck his chin under his hands. Me, I want to go.
The
Draven's
movie
like,
sounds good.
yeah, I'm busy.
The movie sounds good.
So you and the king and I?
Sure, shrug.
No, don't worry. It's just as weird for me. Don't worry. I understand. And Feran will kind of lean in. He's like, it's weird for me too. Do you know how hard it is to be a monarch solely and only on the title alone?
No.
He'll drag her to the elevator to leave.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I hope you never end up Spring Queen, so you never find out what it's like.
Okay.
But what would happen if you and Claudio get married and the mantle decides to choose him for the king one year, and you, being of the Autumn Court, are his wife? Oh, his eyes look huge.
I'd still be a member of the Autumn Court.
But then you'd be queen of the Spring Court.
Queen consort, yes.
Can the consorts be of other courts?
Yes.
Oh my. He'll kind of put his hands up to his lips.
It's less common, but it happens.
He'll nod. What movie do you want to see?
Well, we've already seen Pan, so
He'll yawn huge.
just Googling what's in the cinemas at the moment. Bill?
What?
Bill?
Bill?
It's about Shakespeare?
I don't
think.
Shakespeare? He bounces. Did you say Shakespeare?
Yeah.
He'll wiggle.
It's about kind of before he starts writing the plays, but after he left Stratford-upon-Avon.
He'll kind of like blink and say, why is some place called Stratford-upon-Avon?
Because the river is called the Avon and the town is called Stratford, but there was another place called Stratford, so they called it Stratford-upon-Avon.
But why didn't they just, okay, whatever. And
they
Claudio like rubs his face like, thank God.
Because it was named before they knew that there was another place called Stratford.
So the name of the town is Stratford, and it's on the Avon River.
Yes.
So the name of the town is Stratford.
But then they found out somewhere else was also called Stratford, so they named it Stratford-upon-Avon instead.
But is the name of the city Stratford? Or is it Stratford-upon-Avon?
I think it's kind of both. In that you
like, am I Feran of New York, and that's my whole name?
But
there's more Ferans here.
But we could just call you King Feran, or even just Feran, depending on the context and how specific we need to be.
He'll blink and think of something. What's my last name? Do Do I have a last name? He'll like wiggle hard.
I don't know.
He'll like circle her in an almost half panic. Like he doesn't know if he has a last name or not.
But, I mean, I don't use the same last name I had before I was taken. So if you,
What's your last name?
One, you can just make one.
What's your last name? What's your last name? He's kind of like bouncing up and down, and we'll like kind of like
Weft.
Weft.
Yes, I chose the name Iris Weft.
Hi.
Because the weft is the name of the thread that goes through to make tapestries and to make weaving in general.
We'll kind of like circle and whine, and he's like, I don't know if I have a last name.
Then you can either decide not to have one, or decide to pick one, or.
But who would know if I have a last name? And they'll kind of like bounce and like kind of like you know how like a dog will do, or like a wolf when it's anxious. The best part is if you look at Claudio, he's just standing there like, I know his last name, but
Yeah.
He's like throwing a minor panic attack, and Claudio knows his last name, and he's just standing there leaning against the wall, watching him.
Do you want a last name?
But do I have a last name already?
Does it matter?
Yes, because if I have a last name already, I want to know what it is.
Okay. Well, what was your parents' last name?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was Cooper. He'll kind of furrow his brow. Claudio's just looking under his nails at this point. You know how somebody like is waiting patiently?
Yeah. However, it's trying to tell whether that's because he knows or that's because he doesn't care is a bit tricky.
I mean, you can roll with sympathy if you want.
Yeah, I might do that. Claudio?
He'll look up. Yes.
Do you know his last name?
Of course I know his last name. I keep track of all his paperwork. I'm the one who gave it to him. And he'll kind of jump over to Claudio and like slide in front of him. He's like, "What's my last name?" And he's like, "Well, what's it worth?" And he'll look at him like, "Oh!" And he'll growl at him, and then he'll boop him with his forehead. And Claudio will go, "Oh wow! It's Baudelaire, for God's sake!" And he's like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Baudelaire."
Baudelaire, like in a series of unfortunate events.
Well, I was thinking the poet Charles Baudelaire, but sure. And he's like, "How do you spell that?" Like Feran like wiggles. He's like, "Oh, you don't know how to spell your own last name, my king, really?" And he's like, "Oh!" And he'll pop his head again. And like Claudio's like, "Oh, okay, fine. It's Baudelaire." And Feran will just kind of Baudla. Spelled again. And he's like, Baudelaire. Baudelaire. And he's like, Feran Baudelaire. Do I have a middle name? And he nods. And he's like, it's my middle name. And he shakes his head like, I'm not telling you that.
Is it Claudio?
No, what?
Well, if you were giving him his name, then just shrugs.
I didn't make his middle name Claudio. What if I gave you both 3 guesses?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Fuck. He'll just shake his head.
Pardon?
He'll just shake his head. No, I didn't make his middle name Rumpelstiltskin. What?
Ulfric?
Did you say Wolfric?
I said Ulfric, but either
Elf? What? No.
Ulfric.
No. Oh, Albrecht.
No, Ulfric.
Oh, no.
Ulfric. Ulfric.
Oh, because wolf? No. and Feran will basically wiggle because you have 1 choice left.
No, I have 1 guess left. He has 3 guesses left as well.
Yes. Yeah, he'll wiggle and he'll like kind of whine and hope you get it right.
You've got 3 guesses too.
No, but you have to make yours first because they have to go in order.
Okay.
The last one, get it right. Please get it right. Please get it right.
Why? Because you don't want to guess?
Because I'm not going to guess it.
Did you choose his first name as well, or did he choose that one?
It was a variation of what he introduced himself as.
What did he introduce himself as?
I don't know, but it's spelled out to Feran. It sounded like that. Come on, dear. Think.
I am.
He'll smile.
William?
He'll smile at her. It was the correct answer. She can tell by his smile that she's right. Liam, but yes.
She'll smile back.
His middle name is Liam. And he'll say, I have a middle name! Yes! And he's like, you've had a middle name this entire time, Your Majesty. And he's bouncing up and down, his wallet chain, like, kind of, rattling with his keys. And he'll say, I have a middle name. He'll skip, like, and bounce all the way to the elevator like that.
Iris is going to smile and kind of link arms with Claudio.
He'll just shake his head. He does seem happier. I've noticed.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's definitely good that he's happier.
I hope it's not hiding a deeper hurt. But I don't think it is. He genuinely seems happy.
I hope so too.
I was worried about him for a few days there. And he'll get onto the elevator with him. And he goes, he basically kind of stops and he'll kind of like settle back against the wall. And then he immediately holds his hand out, like, to Feran, like, kind of like, no! But it's too late. You know what he's done. Every single button And Claudio, there's a loud thunk as Claudio just hits his head against the back of the elevator, like just like not hard, but he just let his head fall back, and he settles in. Ding, ding, ding.
Iris just kind of chuckles and settles back.
Why is there no 13? We'll kind of like tap the thing.
Because some people don't like the number 13.
Why? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Well, some people think it's unlucky.
But where's the 13th floor then?
They just renamed it the 14th floor so people didn't realize they were on the 13th floor.
That is so stupid.
I know.
He'll look back at it, and when it gets to the 13th floor, he'll jump off, and he'll hug the wall. I love you, 13th floor, and he'll jump back on the elevator. Claudio looks heavenwards like, God save me today. God save me. I think he took a clarity hit at some point.
I think 13 is a good number, but
I do too. It's very well rounded. And if you put it together, it'd make a bee. And bees are awesome. I like honey. He'll nod. And Claudio at that point just looks at him like, what the fuck?
I like honey too.
How did you go from 13 to bee? Genuinely, he's like trying to think about how did the king go from 13 to bees?
No, Iris just gives him a look like, how do you not see it?
He's still trying to figure it out. It's like 13 bees, honey? What the fuck?
You just kind of push the numbers together.
Oh God, thank God somebody understands him. Oh my God, thank God. And he'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's in one of his more lighter, happier moods. He vacillates between being like kind of more grouchy and being happy, and right now he's happy. And very wolf-like, and you know how like a dog or like a canine or a lupine can be very like hyper and energetic and happy?
Yeah.
That's the mode he's in right now. Although he cannot change into a wolf, he is still a fucking hunter heart.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll spring off of the elevator to the movies.
Yep. And they go to.
And he'll offer his arm to her, like to link up with Claudio and her.
Yep. She'll link arms with both of them.
Claudio will just smile. And I think with that we can end it, right?
Yeah, I think with them heading to the movies and getting all the snacks, there we can end the scene.